Thank you for coming today. I'm going to be talking about the Ma Pa Railroad and how important it was in the development and the daily life of communities in southeastern York County in particular, but of communities all along the line. So what I'm showing you is a timetable picture from the Maryland and Pennsylvania Railroad, early 20th century. And you can see the railroad runs from York down through Delta and to Baltimore. And you can also see that that's not a very direct route between York and Baltimore. It's geographically correct. It really shows the way the railroad ran, and it doesn't do anything to hide the fact that the Northern Central Railroad here and the Western Maryland Railroad here both had more direct routes between York and Baltimore. The impetus behind the building of the Ma Pa wasn't about making a profit. It was about developing the isolated areas that were along the line. You know, we think about railroads and development of railroads as something that has to do with bankers and financiers. Baltimore was already connected to York and Harrisburg by the Northern Central Railroad, a good mainline railroad. Baltimore was connected to Philadelphia by the Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington. Harrisburg was connected to Philadelphia by the railroad. But you've got this big area, the whole southeastern part of York County, almost all of Harford County, Maryland, parts of Baltimore County, that are not served by any railroad and that really have very poor transportation. One important thing that happened about 1870 was the development of the idea of narrow gauge railroads. And there was actually something that was called narrow gauge fever that swept the United States. Was a big thing. This one is really interesting. In 1876, there was a big World's Fair, Centennial Exposition. Okay, this is the 100th anniversary of the United States. Centennial, our organization, the Maryland and Pennsylvania Railroad Preservation Society, preserves the village of Muddy Creek Forest and 3.6 miles of the Maryland and Pennsylvania Railroad through the Muddy Creek Valley. So, a really important thing about Muddy Creek Forest, it's on the National Historical Register,